This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verses 27 and 28. Verse 27, and it reads, So the Elohim created man in his own image, and in the image of the Elohim created he him. Male and female created he them. Verse 28, and the Elohim blessed them, and the Elohim said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahakatodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayashar Barazar from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. All right, I got this article today from ABC News, and you have to be read along because you have to be sensitive to keywords so they won't cause a problem with the video. All right, but it's titled Ghana's Parliament passes controversial new anti-Skittles Nation bill. All right. Ghana's parliament has passed a controversial new anti-Skittles Nation bill following the months of debate that could make it illegal to identify as a citizen of the Skittles Nation in the West African nation. The bill, named the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, was passed by the national legislature on Wednesday in a unanimous vote by lawmakers. The proposed law, which was sent to ABC News, state that it aims to provide for proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. And that goes back to that Genesis, male and female, telling them to be fruitful and multiply. That's the only way it can be done. You can't do it with two men. You can't do it with two women. All right. Continuing on, it now awaits to be signed into law by Ghana's president, Nana Akufo-Addo. The bill is one of the harshest of its kind in Africa, and if it is signed into law, it could see people who identify as G, L, B, T, P, N, Q, or any other sexual gender identity that is contrary to the binary categories of male and female, sentenced up to 3 years in prison. Well, that's not harsh because, as you're going to see through the scriptures, a prison sentence isn't as costly. All right. Continuing on, those found guilty of the promotion, sponsorship, or support of the Skittles Nation's activities could also face prison sentence up to 5 years in prison. All right. G sexual acts are already illegal in West African nation, and being convicted of the crime carries a prison sentence of up to 3 years. United Nations Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk has condemned the passage of the bill, calling for it not to become law. And here we go. Those Edomite, nations trying to spread their bullshit all over the world, that wicked stuff that they do. All right. Here we go. All right. And don't be surprised if, they try to do something to overthrow that government along with the United States heading it. All right. Continuing on, the bill broadens the scope of criminal sanctions against LG switch hitters, transformers, Transformers 2.0, and Strange People, simply for being who they are. And Turk in response to the proposed bill, I call not I call for the bill not to become law. I urge the Ghanaian government to take steps to ensure everyone can live free from violence, stigma, and discrimination, regardless of their sex orientation or gender identity. Consensual same-sex conduct should never be criminalized. Okay, well, here again, as you're going to see in the scriptures, and it's a lot of Jake in Ghana too. So um, a whole lot. So that's another reason why they want to force this. You know, you have to look deep. That's why all of these laws against pregnancy termination were being overturned, like Roe versus Wade. You know, there's a book out called The Birth Dearth. Esau Edom knows that his numbers have been dwindling forever. You know, and they predict, supposedly by like 2049 that they would be the minority. No, you're the minority now. That's why you going all out to change these laws now, and because you're not stopping, Planned Parenthood from going against the Israelites. You know, you're not stopping that. You're not making it illegal. As a matter of fact, there's conversations where Esau has called in and specifically donated to the extermination of an Israelite child, a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. Okay, so that's where your hypocrisy is. All right, continuing on. The Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill was first introduced in Parliament in 2021, following a wave of anti-Skittles Nation sentiments after the opening of Ghana's first Skittles Nation and Community Center. We did not expect such an uproar, Alex Kofi Donker, director of the Skittles Nation's Rights in Ghana, which hosted an opening event in Ghana's capital city, Accra, told Reuters in 2021. We expected some right-minded organizations would use the opportunity to exploit the situation and stoke tension against the community. But the anti-Skittles Nation hateful reaction has been unprecedented, Donker said. A total of 31 of Africa's 54 countries criminalize moles, and the passage of Ghana's bill follows Uganda's passage of the Uganda anti-mole bill in 2023. I knew it. The United States has said it is deeply troubled by the passage of the bill, saying it proposes a great said it proposes a threat to Ghanaians' constitutionally protected freedoms of speech, press, and assembly. The fucking gall for that statement to made when you're censoring everything over here, from the news to people's comments. These social media platforms that you run. You're taking down videos of the truth. Striking down pages. Penalizing people for their comments. As the scriptures say, you make a man an offender for a word. All right. How dare you say such a thing about people's constitutionally protected freedom of speech when you're doing the same damn thing over here? All right. Just, like Habakkuk 2 and 5 says, you always sticking your nose in somebody else's business. You don't keep yourself at home. You know, always trying to force people's your doctrines and philosophies on other nations. You know, you're never happy unless somebody falls. Okay, you're never happy. That's just the way you are. Period. And the world is seeing that right now. All right. It goes on. Ghana's tradition of tolerance, peace, and respect for human rights is a source of stability and prosperity that has long served as a model for countries around the globe. This legislation is inconsistent with these values and will, if it becomes law, undermine this laudable tradition the U.S. State Department said. Once again, how dare you say such a thing? Because you do the exact opposite. If it was a model for around the world and they're not doing it, then why aren't you doing it? You're the biggest promoter of it, only second to the state of Israel right now. Okay, the biggest promoter of that stuff. All right, those wicked acts. All right, so let's put some scriptures to this. This is the book of Leviticus 18 and 22. And it reads, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination." All right. And let's get that word abomination in the blue letter. Abomination 18. And scroll down to 22. All right, Salakia. Here we go. Abomination. Out of biblical usage, a disgusting thing. Abomination. Abominable. Term A, in the ritual sense of unclean food, idols, mixed marriages. That's not it. B, in ethical sense of wickedness. All right, this is wicked, and we know what happens to wickedness. Okay, as the scriptures say, Job 21 and 30, the wicked are reserved until the day of destruction. You know, that's mainly for Esau, Edom, but it's also the wicked 2/3 of our people who also indulge in this nonsense. This is Leviticus 20 and 13. And it reads, "If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination." And we just got that definition of that. It's wickedness, you know, filthy, wicked act, a detestable, wicked act. And there's a colon right there. So now it's telling you what's going to happen because they committed an abomination. "They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them." Okay? For those acts, it is your fault and your fault only. All right? Point blank, period. All right? This is Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 1. And it reads, "He that is wounded in the stones, or have his privy member cut off, shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai." Okay, and when you go into that word stones, it's talking about the testicles. Okay, privy member is talking about the penis. So, and with respect to that article, we know exactly who that's talking about. You know, when you go, willfully removing your body parts to try to be something other than what you what were born as. Okay, so it's telling you point blank, period. You know what's going on with that. All right, and just thinking about that word abomination, when it says in the ethical sense is wickedness, that brings me to Sirach chapter 25. It's in the Apocrypha. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 19. And it reads, "All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her." So here again, that definition of abomination. So is wickedness in the ethical sense. So what that's saying is, the wickedness or the abominations of a woman is little to the abominations of anything else that goes on, and we could see that today. You know, a lot of misguided women champion this shit, especially the so-called black woman. You know, the huge a lot of them are huge champions of this mess. You know, love who you love. If you like it, I love it. You know, you got no fucking boundaries or morals when you say shit like that, and that's evident. You know, when you know it's wrong. You know, if you will find something nice to compliment. You know, look, those are nice shoes. That's a nice dress. That's a nice wig. No, they're doing a fucking wicked act. But you find the positive in wickedness. And Lord going to destroy a lot of y'all for that, according to Ezekiel 9, chapter 9, verses 4 through 6, you know, and Micah 7 and 10. He's going to destroy a lot of you all for that, you know, for promoting such wickedness. And besides, you're not left out of this too. All right. This is the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 24. Begin at verse 24. And it reads, wherefore Yahweh Bashem Yahushai also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lusts of their own hearts, you know, their minds, to dishonor their bodies between themselves. Okay? Who changed the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai into a lie and worshiped and served the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. So here it is, you know, you he let you go. You know, since you're not gonna stop, go right ahead and do it. You letting you dishonor yourself, but there's a penalty for this. You know, you change the truth of Yahweh into a lie, and worship and serve the creature. And what did he say? You know, there shall be no other gods before me. That's a commandment. Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. Okay, you shall not have no other gods before him. He's a jealous God, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, and if that's in the law, you know, and you're making that your God, what that's a sin. All right, you're breaking the law. All right, 1 John 3 and 4. For whosoever committeth sin transgresseth the law. For sin is transgression of the law. Romans 6 and 23. The wages of sin is death. All right, so he's giving you up. All right, verse 26. For this cause Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into which is against nature. Yeah, that's being dildo wearing carpet munchers. Okay, I saw some this morning working out. You know, can't even do a goddamn pull up. One, you know, they got to help you under the legs, and you supposed to be a former athlete. You know, can't even pull yourself up one time. You know, how you gonna defend your so-called wife? Cause yeah, they're married. How you gonna defend her when the shit hits the fan? You can't. You gonna get taken out just like her. Point blank. Period. All right. Verse 27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust toward one another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. All right. And we know one of those plagues that was created just for a men, and I don't call them men, I call them males. You know, number one, because there's specific roles and responsibilities for a man, which you know you forfeited your number one responsibility. You know, with that a woman, which is to be fruitful and multiply. You know, When you packing somebody else's fudge, that's not going to happen. All right, especially for you Jakes. Your seed is holy, yet you're going to plant it in a toxic waste area, in the area where the body expels, rejects everything that's no good for it. You put life-giving seed in that area. You know, yeah, Lord gonna kill y'all. You know, quick. He's gonna do it with you real quick. All right. Verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai in their knowledge, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, to do those things that are not normal, don't follow a natural order, okay? A reprobate mind, okay? Let's look at that word reprobate. I'm going to get it in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, okay? Reprobate. As far as a noun, an unprintable or deprived person, scoundrel, rogue. Adjective, morally corrupt, depraved, foreordained to damnation. That's, man, that's judgment. Judgment, okay? Definition 2, of relating to a characteristic of a reprobate, expressing or involving reprobation. And here it is right here in the archaic sense, an archaic, going back at the time the Bible was written. It says rejected as worthless or not standing a test, condemned. Condemned. So, a lot of those people that are currently a part of the Skittles Nation. Salakia, let me take this down here. That are part of the Skittles Nation should be thanking the lawmakers of Ghana, preserving them from, at least taking a step to preserve them from death of the Most High. Like I said, the penalty of a prison sentence is a lot less stiffer, than being ultimately wiped out and judged by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. As Hebrews 10 and 31 says, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of a living God, living power. All right? Because he will destroy you. And there are plenty of examples of how he took folks out in the worst way in the scriptures, the most terrifying way, you do not want to come in contact with that type of power, the power that created all things, in the heaven, in the earth. All right? Condemned. Let me just go to that word real quick. Condemned. Declared to be reprehensible, wrong, or evil. Pronounced guilty and sentenced to punishment. Let me go back. Sentenced to death. Let me go back to that. Slakia for that. Reprobate. And get back to that definition. Condemned. Okay. Declared to be reprehensible, wrong, or evil. Pronounced guilty and sentenced to punishment, especially sentenced to death. All right? And we know that the acts of the Skittles Nation are against the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right? Sentenced to death. All right? Officially declared to be unfit for use, man. Yeah, just don't get it. All right, so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying for the elect body of the nation of Israel. And with that, once again, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, Rahakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.